get some more help, I would imagine, than he did in game one. But he's still the man with the guys in red. The Pistons win the tap. Isaiah driving inside, flips up an off-balance gun and won't go, and Jordan has the rebound. Horace Grant against Lambier on the outside, top side to Paxson. Pippen gets it, working against Rodman at the foul line extension. Low post to Cartwright, the baseline turning gun doesn't go, and Pippen and Rodman scramble for it, out of bounds off Worm, says Danny Crawford. Pippen inbounds, Jordan free for the baseline pop. It does not drop. Grant tapped it. Hustle tap by Isaiah to Lambier. Now Joe D. Isaiah working against Paxson on the wing. Here's a lob. Mid-post to Edwards. He is doubled, tripled off the Rodman. A lone Lambier. Baseline right. Kissed the high glass and he got it. Pistons lead him 2-zip. Michael Jordan looking to lob it inside. Gets Grant. Lambier with him, though. He'll have to turn and force. He missed to Rodman. Now Isaiah works the forecourt against Paxson. He'll stop and go. Draw the double. Dish it inside to Lambier. No, but it's tapped up by Worm. It's 4-0. He got it down. We're in the second minute. Bulls looking for their first hoop. Grant topside. Well, the Pistons have choked him so far with their defense. Cartwright against Edwards. That clock is inside 5. He will force and miss and get an offensive foul.
George, I'll tell you, the Pistons are really ready. They're ready defensively, and they're running off the Chicago misses. The situation.
Cartwright.
Go ahead, George. Situation here where it is an offensive foul, and James Edwards went with the bump.
He let his neck fall back, but he did take the hit. Lambier missing from the corner. Jordan skies for his second rebound. Pistons leading 4-zip. Michael gets between two defenders. A bump in the lane from Rodman on the shot stops it, but Worm will get a foul.
Dennis Rodman is first. The team is first. Stacey King checks into the Bulls line.
Horace Grant comes out in a hurry. Stacey King replaces him.
Line 2, number 23, Michael Jordan.
You know, it appears, George, that the Bulls are really determined to go to the offensive board, but when you have that heavy emphasis on offensive rebounding, it does open the backcourt, and we've seen the Pistons have early success at running here.
There's almost nothing you can do that doesn't open up something somewhere else.
That's exactly right. The Bulls double-teamed a while ago, but the Pistons passed the ball so well, I don't care what you do defensively.
Michael only got 1 for 2.
Follows on number 33,
Scottie Pippen, as the Pistons trying to go baseline, is called for a shove. It is 4-1. 9:49 to play here in the first of game 2. The Pistons won the opener Sunday afternoon, 86-77. Joe Dumars with that brilliant third quarter. 18 of his 27. He'll spin inside, double clutch it. He missed it. Lambier with a stick back, though, and he hit it. Pistons by 5. Bulls to Pippen. Pippen against Rodman on the wing. Stacey King wants it inside against Lambier. Billy with a good overplay. Now Jordan has it. Top side to Paxson. Clock is inside 10 as Pippen catches behind a foul line. Spins dotted line. Shot is short, but a foul.
Follows on Edwards.
Jimmy Edwards gets the foul. And Scottie Pippen will shoot a pair.
Number 33.
See the interior defense of Bill Lambier. He's pushing the offensive postman 3 feet away from where he wants to be, and that affects the offensive skills of the post player.
Pippen had 16, 5 boards, and 4 assists Sunday. But he missed 5 shots in a row when the Bulls were within striking distance. He made 2, and it's 6-3. Pistons rush it up. Dumars from the wing. Lets it fly, and it falls. Pistons by 5. 9 left in the first. Jordan inside to King against Lambier. Stacey King Gives it foul line to Pippen. Bounce back inside to King. Clock at 8. He'll turn force baseline. Missed it off the glass. Cartwright kept it alive. Isaiah saves it. Finally, though, loses it out of bounds.
Stacey King wants the ball, but Lambier does such a good job defensively, as I said, George, that he can't get it in the prime spot.
He has done a good job. Michael Jordan foul line, switches on. Edwards on him. He misfires wide. Isaiah pulls it off, looking way up. Finds Joe D. He missed the reverse. Got caught in a crowd, even with a long lob. Scottie Pippen to Paxson. Paxson in the lane to King. Stacey King powers it up. No. Michael Jordan fires it back up and it falls.
Well, the move for King for Grant is a good move only if Stacey King can be productive here offensively for the Bulls.
Now we're looking at 8-5 Pistons. 8:05 left in the first. Isaiah against Paxson. On the sideline. High post now to Edwards. Clock at 5. He fires no. It rolls off to Michael Jordan. 4 rebounds already for Jordan. He'll pull up, try for 3. Top of the key won't go through. Isaiah pulls it off. Tried to release long. It was slapped away. He'll get it back. Line, dish it to Dumars. Baseline for the gun. It goes. 10-5 Pistons. Timeout Chicago. 7:37 left in the first. It's a 20-second timeout. Michael Jordan so far 1 out of 4.
Well, it's a situation in the open floor where Isaiah kicks it to an open Joe Dumars, who really cashes in. And it appears, George, as you said earlier, that Joe Dumars now has his offensive rhythm back.
Oh, man. Chicago 1 out of 8 tonight.
Well,
Joe D is 2 out of 4.
I like the way the Pistons are attacking, and we saw Joe Dumars miss that easy layup, but the fact is that he was there for the layup.
Fans have come prepared tonight. Scottie Pippen driving, dishing to Cartwright from the baseline. No, they miss another. Lambier to Isaiah. Pistons in the open court. Isaiah stop and go inside on Pippen. Good bounce deep in the corner to Dumars. He sticks it just inside the three-point line. 6 for Joe, and the Pistons lead by 7 after a Chicago 20-second timeout. The Bulls now 1 for 9. Paxson outside looking to penetrate before he shot down the lane. Cartwright got an offensive foul. He has 2 personals. Out he comes, and Will Perdue checks in. Just under 7 left in the first. The Pistons lead them by 7. Dumars working the wing. Steps back, long guns. He got it. It's a triple. Joe hasn't missed a beat since Sunday afternoon. It's 15-5.
You know, George, you want people to step up and play all the time, and Joe Dumars is doing that.
Pistons have scored 7 straight. Perdue driving. He scooped an air ball. The Pistons the other way. Rodman to Isaiah. Loop inside to Worm. It's up. It's down. And you can count it. And we got a Pippen foul. And the Bulls are in deep water already. It's 17-5. 6:25 left in the first. I'm out of the Palace on the world champion Pistons Playoff Basketball Network. Phil Jackson got a technical foul, complaining about the personal on Pippen. Dumars shoots that and sticks it. It's 18-5. The Pistons are on a 10-0 run. Joe Dumars, by the way, leads already with 10. And Rodman makes on the Pippen foul. 19-5. That's our score. Pistons have scored 11 straight. Paxson trying for 3. Off the iron. Lambier pulls it off. Loops ahead to Rodman. Pistons have numbers. But they throw it across the lane. Edwards and Dumars let Rodman's pass get through him.
It's another example, George, of the Bulls leaving the back wide open, exposed to the run of the Pistons.
other corner. 5 now and 50 left in the first. And the Bulls have just 5 points. Outside Lambier screening for Isaiah. Gets an offensive foul from Daryl Garrettson. Boy, a moment ago, Isaiah showed some quick hands, huh? Great steal on Paxson.
Well, you know, John Paxson exposed the ball. Isaiah has he's very alert and has good hands, and we saw it right there, George.
The Bulls are 1 for 11. Somebody's got to heat up. Michael Jordan doesn't want it. They're looking for Grant. He's in for Pippen. Paxson spots up on the wing and sticks it. 19-7 now. After Paxson's hoop, 5 and 20 left in the first. Isaiah against Paxson in the corner. Low post lob now to Jimmy Edwards. He is doubled. Forces inside. Purdue misses to Jordan. Michael with 5 rebounds. Michael driving. Line dishes back to Paxson. He'll take it dotted line. Back topside to Grant. He buries it. Bulls get a couple of hoops and they're down 10. It's 19-9. Isaiah wants to pick and roll with Edwards. Gets the screen. Lobs back to Jimmy. Knocked away by Purdue. It's on the deck and Horace Grant has it. Now King, now Jordan. Michael Jordan building up steam. Michael Jordan across the lane. Got a screen. An offensive foul, though, will be called. It is on Purdue.
Chicago has struggled offensively, and as you said, George, they need someone in addition to Michael Jordan to pick up the slack offensively.
4.5 left in the first. Pistons 19, Chicago 9. Lambier free on the wing after an Isaiah penetration. He buries it. Billy has a quick 6 here in the first. It's 21-9 Pistons. Jordan topside. No looks at the King. King in a crowd. Off to Grant. Rodman with a knockaway. Isaiah's got it. Driving on Jordan. Michael Jordan somehow tapped it away. Here's Paxson trying for 3. It's through. A triple for Paxson.
That's what turns games around. A 3-on-1 break. You lose possession. You get a 3-point play on the other end.
Jordan and Paxson teamed up there. It's 21-12. Pistons by 9. Isaiah gets it from Lambier. Goes foul line. Fires. No, but a foul. He gets up off the floor after a Paxson foul.
Follows on John Paxson.
What a brilliant steal by Jordan.
George
Set up Paxson's dribble.
That's exactly right. It's a situation. You see the break coming up. You see Isaiah here driving the basketball into an open area. The reason he's open is because the defense is not moving toward the dribbler, and Isaiah has 2-shot opportunities here.
He makes and makes. It's 23-12. 3.5 now left in the first. The Pistons by 11. They won game 1 by 9. The Bulls to Purdue. Through to the baseline. A half hook well short to Rodman. Worm gets to Lambier. Now Isaiah has it. Isaiah topside. Paxson cuts him off. Rodman will screen. Get it back on the pick and roll. Down the lane. He drops it. And Isaiah with a steal at midcourt. He'll try for 3. No. Off the iron. Paxson can't hang on. Dumars can. From the top. It doesn't drop. Rebound Stacey King. Man, is there some action in here. Paxson looking to drive inside on Lambier. Does. Got it to Grant, but he lost it. Dumars to Isaiah. Isaiah has his shot stopped on a Stacey King foul. Time out. 2:39 now left in the first. The Pistons lead it 25-12. This is the world champion Pistons playoff basketball network. Dennis Rodman.
Great
After
pass.
he said a screen got inside, didn't he?
That's right, George. Great pass, a great feed. The Chicago defense did not recover, and easy pass to the basket.
that Stacey King hard foul. Isaiah's at the line. He made the first. It's 26-12. And he nails the next. 27-12. Ed Neely checks in for Chicago. So does Craig Hodges. He can score. He tries topside. Shot short. Neely keeps it alive and pulls it off. Hands it to Hodges. Now they go inside to King. Stacey King with a baseline pop, and it drops. They have King and Neely and Grant and Jordan and Hodges on the floor. 27-14. Isaiah against Hodges. Dumars gets it foul line extended. Lambier had it deep, wanted to give it up, but Grant slapped it away and out of bounds. We'll pick our defensive player of the game tonight for Health Alliance Plan. Health Alliance Plan. Your health deserves the best. One of the best off-the-bench scorers in the game. Vinnie Johnson checks in for the Pistons. For Isaiah. Dumars getting a screen from Lambier. Dishing, given to BJ. He'll try the foul line gun. No. And a travel will be called anyway. Just under 2 now left in the first. It's 27-14. Hodges has Rodman on him. Then he switched off on Grant underneath. They go to Horace. He'll miss the turn and gun. We'll get a foul away on John Sally.
His first in the last 2 minutes. Horace Grant shoots 2.
Horace Grant at the line. Missed the first. It's off the heel. He had only 7 points on Sunday against the Pistons. First time in the playoffs he shot below 50%. He was 4 out of 11. He bricked them both. Dumars skied for the rebound. Took it from King. 27-14 Pistons. A minute and a half now left in the first. Vinny gets it baseline. Guns from there short. Lambier pulls it off. Gives to Sally. John and Rodman joining Lamb up front. Joe D and Vinny in the backcourt. Dumars gets a high screen, gets a switch. Neely's on him. Back to Lamb along at the top. He fires. No. Tapped by Vinny, but pulled off by King. The Hodges went to the floor. Saved it. Here comes Chicago. They're down 27-14. Michael Jordan bothered outside by Rodman and a foul. Second on Dennis. Michael Jordan 1 for 4.
You know, George, I like what the Pistons are doing. They're switching Dennis Rodman and the small forward out on Michael Jordan, and the Bulls are not able to take advantage of the fact that Joe Dumars is inside against a bigger man. So it's a good defensive move on Chuck Daly's part.
Mark Aguirre checks in for Rodman, who sits down with 2 fouls. Michael Jordan makes, he has just 4. Make it 5. He dropped them both. 27-16. The Pistons lead him here. A minute left in the first. Mark Aguirre handling in backcourt against Grant. Spins away. Works the wing. Now to the baseline. Keeps that dribble. Now he's 2-time. Neely helping. He'll force it short. Off it comes to Grant, ahead to Michael Jordan. Jordan gets a Neely screen, sees some daylight, drops it, picked up by King, and a foul on Bill Lambier.
Well, the Pistons have clogged the lane, George. They've allowed very few Bull opportunities to drive the ball to the basket, and we saw it again in that time. We saw the defense. You see the defense converge very, very quickly here. Lambier was very quick with his left hand. Perhaps could have been a heck of a block.
James Edwards replaces Billy, who picks up his second. King at the line, and he got it. Here at the game tonight, a couple of young victims of the Armenian earthquake being treated over here for some of their injuries. Ashat Petrosian and Ardavas Khachaturian, who become big Piston fans, they say. King got 2. It's 27-18. Backcourt Chicago pressure. Sally gets it slapped away. have scored 6 straight. Benny against Hodges. Their call is play, a high screen for him topside. Benny driving Hodges to the hoop, hooks, misses. Too much English. It rolled away to Jordan. Final 10 seconds, first quarter. Michael Jordan drives, pulls up in the lane, misses to Aguirre. 2 seconds. Midcourt to Vinny. He'll let it fly. Counts if it goes. It doesn't. After 1, it's the Pistons 27 and Chicago 18. Game 2 of the Eastern Finals on the world champion Pistons Playoff Basketball Network. Be trying to three-peat next year. I don't want to jinx them, but they have won 11 of their last 13 playoff series. Through 1, Chicago shooting just 28%. The Pistons 10 out of 24. That's 42%. Up on the board, it's 27-18. The Bulls got the last 6 in the first. The Pistons didn't get a field goal in the last 3 minutes. Michael Jordan, who led Chicago with 5, sends it inside. King's got it. The shot pops out, but a foul. It is on Jimmy Edwards. So James joins Dennis Rodman and Bill Laimbeer with 2 fouls.
Was the situation, George, where there was contact inside. Michael Jordan made a great pass. I think the defense expected Jordan to shoot the ball. He passed off of the shot, and King was open inside.
Stacey King got the first. Sunday, no rebounds for Stacey King. And just a half a dozen points. He has 5 and 2 tonight.
Bill Cartwright has been out of the game since early, George, and apparently they're going with a smaller, more mobile lineup.
King got them both. That means they've now scored 8 straight, finishing the first and starting the second. 11 and a half to play in the half. Pistons by 7. Sally on the wing. Vinnie Johnson working against Jordan. Bounces to Dumars against Hodges. Clock inside 5. Double team. Sally topside. Squares up and guns. And he got it. He beat the clock. 29-20. John Sally stops Chicago's run at 8. And Scott Hastings is about to check in. King gets it inside. Powering on Sally, and he got it down.
Well, they're going to keep going to him because he provides an inside game as a complement to Paxson, Hodges, and Jordan.
It's 29-22. Pistons by 7. 10 and 45 to play in the half. Aguirre from the wing. He guns. He got it. 31-22. 10 and a half to play in the half. Horace Grant. Topside now to Hodges. Gives to Neely. Across the lane it goes to Stacey King. He'll screen for Jordan. Give it to him. Michael slices down the lane. Double clutches. Misses. DJ pulls it off. Pistons on the run to Edwards. James to the hoop, and it's going to be short, but he does get the foul. Hodges got him.
Well, it's another situation, George, where the Bulls did not get back. They were all trapped on the baseline. The Pistons took advantage of it. And that quick first pass off the defensive board has made the difference here.
Isaiah replaces Joe Dumars. Jimmy Edwards is in the book with his first point as he makes the first free throw. Michael Jordan's out for Chicago. Pippen rests him as Edwards makes the second. Michael Jordan 1 for 6, by the way, as he sits down, Coach.
George, he's had some shot opportunities, and we see right now the Pistons are reacting to the fact that Scottie Pippen is handling the ball, and they're putting a lot of pressure on out front.
Pippen gets to the dotted line. Guns, no, but a foul. Vinnie Johnson called for it. And Scott Hastings will replace Jimmy Edwards. God knows what his job is when he comes onto the floor. The opposition knows he has 6 hard fouls to give, among other things.
You know, this situation, George, this is a big series. Scott Hastings hasn't played very much. It shows the faith that and the confidence that Coach Daly has in him, and I'm sure he's going to respond. He can shoot the ball, and
yes, he can.
And he's a good passer.
Pippen split the pair. Pistons chase the rebound down. Isaiah comes the other way. 10-point game. The Pistons lead it, and they have it. 9:50 left in the half. Isaiah against Hodges. Mid-post now to Aguirre. Turning on Grant. Gets it dotted line. Misfires. Off it comes to King, and a foul. Stacey King will get the loose ball foul. Team fouls are 2-2. We have a special edition of Dunham's Fast Break for you at the half, including a lot of information on the Palace Gardens, a spectacular outdoor music theater that's playing. Vinnie Johnson turning inside, half hooking, and he hit it. That was spectacular. 35-23. VJ's first hoop. It's the Pistons by a dozen.
Well, it's a tough matchup for Scottie Pippen against Vinny.
Might as well work it the other way because Pippen has a lot of inches on VJ. Pistons steal it. Aguirre to Isaiah to Sally for the slam. 37-23. 9:02 left in the half. The Bulls want timeout. This is the world champion Pistons Playoff Basketball Network. Office. Vinnie Johnson rocking and rolling a moment ago, spinning in the lane and hitting a hook. And the Pistons will now stop the Bulls. They knock it away. Aguirre cross-courting for Sally. He lost it. Vinnie found it. He turns and he fires and it falls. 39-23. The Pistons are now in a 10-1 run. 8.5 left in the half. Jordan lost it. Scott Hastings has it. He'll drive and get it swatted away by Jordan inside. Boy, the fans almost had themselves a treat.
Well, you see George, as Scott jumps out, he makes the steal. He just doesn't have the speed to get away from Jordan. Jordan makes a great recovery. But again, the fast break opportunity for the Pistons versus the Bulls, who are not getting back.
So Cartwright checks in for Chicago. Vinnie Johnson misses baseline for the Pistons. Neely with a rebound ahead to Pippen. Pippen is 1-on-3. He will whirl and miss off the high glass, but Isaiah fouled him.
You know, George, people talk about the fact that the Pistons are physical. Well, if you're going to be a good defensive ball club, you have to be physical. And it's not dirty basketball. It's hard-nosed, aggressive basketball, which results in 28% shooting for Chicago in the first quarter.
Pippen missed the first, and he nailed the next. So his split of the pair makes it 39-24. Isaiah with Vinny. Scott Hastings, Sally, and Aguirre. Isaiah looking for Mark, gets it to him inside. He'll power it up and in. Mark with 4. It's 41-24. Michael Jordan trying to find Cartwright inside against Hastings, gets it to him. Mr. Bill with a fadeaway, and he filled it. First hoop for Cartwright. 41-26. 7.5 left in the half. Isaiah bouncing it inside for Aguirre. Then Mark stepped out of bounds. Pistons got a heck of a fast break a moment ago.
George, they've had numerous opportunities here. Mark breaks a great pass and another feed over to Sally, who ran the wing for the jam. They're just flat beating Chicago down the floor.
Chicago goes to Cartwright, and Scott Hastings is called for the shove. Chuck Daly not happy at all about that call.
You know, George, Chicago has changed their lineup frequently, trying to catch a combination that will work. Jordan was just out for a brief period of time.
And Chicago goes over and back. Pistons get a chance to extend their 12-4 run. It is 41-26. The Bulls now have 11 turnovers. Isaiah to VJ from the wing. It'll be short. He's got his own rebound. He'll turn and gun and get it down. 43-26. We're about halfway through the second quarter. Michael Jordan against Vinny. Alley-oop to Pippen, and he got it down. He beat Aguirre. Pistons 43, Bulls 28. On the nice lob to Pippen. Hastings screening for Isaiah. Hodges slips through. Bites through another. Here's a give to Aguirre. Sideline. The long no. Salad to Vinny. Reverse inside for Aguirre, and he lost it. Customers from all over the country come to City Slickers Shoes in downtown Detroit for the best selection of men's dress shoes in the finest leathers, suedes, and exotic skins. City Slickers Shoes, a step above the best in downtown Detroit. 6 now and 10 left in the half. Pippen dishing to Cartwright. Cartwright is doubled. He'll force anyway. No. Off the iron to Isaiah. Up he comes. Still with it, baseline. Rifle shot inside. Vinny lays it up. No, it hit the heel and came away. Cartwright to Paxson. The Bulls the other way. Pippen double clutches and takes down Hastings. Scotty Hastings took the charge. Offensive foul, Pippen. That's 3 personals on Pippen. Did Hastings take it there?
He was in great position. Pippen had no intention, George, to sidetrack Scott Hastings. He was going to run right over the top of it again. We see another situation. Scott has the position. Great call. Great defensive move by Scotty Hastings.
5 now and 40 left in the half. Vinny to Aguirre. A screen from Hastings. Grant slides through. Hastings in the corner. Lets it fly. No, he got iron. No net. Rebound. Tap by Neely to Paxson. Paxson on the sideline. Top side, Michael Jordan against Vinny. Clock at 15. Off to Paxson on the sideline. Working against Isaiah. Paxson backs to the wing. Top side to Neely. He'll square up and gun. No. It is off the heel, and we're going to get a whistle.
George, I'll tell you what, that could really be debated. Scotty Hastings put on Bill Cartwright what is known as a front screen. He couldn't block him out by turning around on him. So if we could catch her, we'll see the replay coming up here. You see he's front screening him. He has his back turned to the basket. He doesn't care whether Cartwright scores or not, but he keeps him off the board, and he got caught for the foul. There actually is a great move on Scott's part.
Cartwright will get a pair anyway. And he makes on the first. 43-29. Cartwright with just 7 points Sunday.
You know, George, you see that happen, what Scott Hastings did when you feel like you're outmatched and physically the other guy's better. He just kept the front screen on him. In other words, he continued to play defense on him when the ball was touched.
Cartwright made the first, missed the next. Pistons in the lane too soon. Chuck Daly and the Pistons lead 43-29, 5 and 10 to play in the half. Cartwright tries again and nails it. Pistons lead them by 13. Isaiah against Paxson between the rings. Fakes it to Vinny, goes inside to Aguirre, got it stuffed. Grant.
A great pass. It was a great block, but it was a heck of a pass by Isaiah to see the open man.
Jordan gets the screen on Vinny. Aguirre picks him up baseline. He'll send it in the corner. Now topside to Paxson. All alone. He got it down.
Well, this is the first time, George, we've seen Chicago really bust the ball quickly to the open man, Paxson.
4.5 to play in the half. It's 43-32. Chicago scored 6 straight. Hastings to Vinny. DJ jumps it up over Jordan. Short, but he's fouled on the shot. Pistons have made some brilliant moves here in the first half. Somebody in the running for that diamond ring presented by New York Diamond Cutters, sponsor of the most brilliant Piston in the Playoffs award.
And the line for the number 15, DJ Vinny Johnson. Number 4, Joe Dumars.
Pistons will go with 3 guards as Joe Dumars checks in for Hastings, who gets a hand. Then he makes them both. He has 8 here in the second.
Chuck has patched down. Chicago's used 3 small ones, and Chuck has the ability on his bench to come right back and do the same thing.
Bulls come with B.J. Armstrong with Jordan, Paxson, Cartwright, and Grant. Cartwright against Aguirre mid-post. He'll turn, miss it off the glass, but Aguirre. Will he be called for the foul? No, it's Cartwright. A wipeout with a forearm on the turn. An offensive foul on Cartwright. His third. Four to play in the half. All Cartwright's fouls are offensive fouls. He'll sit down with 3. Vinny bouncing inside for Dumars. He'll turn on the baseline, gun and get it. 47-32. Pistons 3 and 40 left in the half. B.J. Armstrong in a Chicago hurry. Isaiah catches him in the corner. King back in the game for Cartwright. Gives to Grant. Now Paxson has it in the corner. Top side now to Jordan. He's Dumars' job right now. Michael sends it and scores it.
George, what we've seen here with the downshifting of personnel for Chicago is a compliment to the Piston defense in the sense that Chicago is now using the motion game, and they've abandoned their regular half-court patterns.
Vinny Johnson driving, and he's hooked by Paxson as he heads baseline. He lands on the photographers. Paxson will get his second foul. The Bulls have 4 team fouls. Let's see if BJ gets a continuation call here. He does get the to-the-hoop call.
You know, Vinny really creates a problem. He pounds the offensive board against bigger people like a Scottie Pippen who was on him a while ago. He drives a Pippen. He takes smaller people. He really creates havoc for you when you're on defense.
He's at the line, and he got the first one down. 10 points in just 20 minutes Sunday for Vinny. He has 9 so far tonight. In the playoffs, he's averaging just shy of 11. Averaged 14.5 in the last 2 against New York. Got them both.
And Chuck Daly's been able to use 9 people in the first half. Every player is a veteran who has experience.
3:05 now left in the first half. Pistons 49, Chicago 34. Stacey King against Sally, low post. Got it from Jordan. Half hooks, misses to Aguirre. Way up they go to Sally, and it hit the iron. And the Pistons will be called for offensive basket interference anyway. Timeout, 2:53 to play in the half. Pistons 49, Chicago 34 on the world champion Pistons Playoff Basketball Network. Generous from Open House, and 9 talented Michigan performers competing for the chance to audition for Star Search, a silver celebration with Smokey. Tomorrow at 8 on WKBD TV 50. See the difference. Smokey Bill played high school basketball at Northern High School. The Eskimos sent a guy to Syracuse recently, Derek Coleman, who might be the first choice in the NBA draft. Chicago with it, trailing 49-34. King gets it swatted away by Sally to Isaiah. 2.5 left in the half. Isaiah to the foul line for the gun. It's short. Off it comes to Grant. To B.J. B.J. Armstrong pulls up on the wing and sticks it.
George, that's something that the Bulls have had very few of, and that's an open jump shot by Armstrong. Great block by Sally. Not only did he block it, but he makes a tremendous block here and has the presence of mind to kick the ball, save the block shot, and get it back to Isaiah for a break on the other end.
Kept it in play. Vinny Johnson working against Paxson. He's had the second quarter hot hand. Paxson all up on him. DJ goes left wing. Nearly gets knocked down, gets it back for Aguirre, and Aguirre's called for a travel. 49-36 Pistons, just under 2 to play in the half. B.J. Armstrong against Vinny this time. From the corner, lets it fly, and it falls. B.J. BJ can feel it. He has a quick 4. He's 2 out of 2, and it's 49-38. Isaiah against BJ. Then he cuts across, gets it foul line on Paxson. Looked like he got smacked on the shot. They slap it away to BJ. 2 on 3. Armstrong from the lane airballs it to Vinny. Vinny is tied up. Vinny Johnson in the lane. Ball on the deck. Everybody had a shot at it.
We will jump in
1:21 to play in the half. Brandon Vinny, and Aguirre gets it ahead to Dumars. He let Jordan fly by and hit a no-look reverse. 51-38 Pistons. 1:10 left in the half. Bulls ball. Pistons by 13. Jordan topside. Gets foul line in the corner to Armstrong. BJ by himself. This one rolls off to Sally. Slapped away by King out of bounds. 52 seconds to play in the half. 51-38 Pistons. Joe Dumars got a great layup against Michael Jordan. He just kept the ball away from Michael. Isaiah getting it to Vinny. BJ down the lane to the hole. He is hammered again. This one is called. It's on Horace Grant.
Horace Grant on the ball. His first gets a penalty.
Well, he's taking the ball strong here, George. He goes right into 2 big people, and there's good contact. But Vinny is big and strong himself, and when he drives the basketball, you have to give him room.
BJ at the line. First one is short. Tonight's playoff game brought to you in part by our good friends at Michigan Bell Public Communications at the Palace. Michigan Bell public phones keep you in touch. Vinny will try to split the pair. First one was short. Second one hit the iron too, and Grant pulls it off. Jordan way up for Paxson. He telegraphed that Dumars nearly swiped it, but that cost Paxson a chance to catch it, and it went through his hands and out of bounds.
Great anticipation, George, but that was about a 60-foot pass, and those passes, that's too long a pass. Those passes are going to be picked off.
Shot clock 15. Isaiah to Sally. Now he'll get it back. Isaiah topside. He is doubled. Clock at 7. Dumars gets it. Time to square up and gun. Off it rolls. Then he got up high for it, but then grabbed the rim. And they'll call it offensive basket interference. And with 9.6 seconds to play in the half, it's the Bulls ball. Still down 13. Phil Jackson hoping his team can recover here in game 2. Recovering Piston fan Alice Lacey. Mother of Piston staffer Kathy Beeman. We hope she's feeling better. The Bulls get it into Jordan. Jordan way up to B.J. Armstrong. Armstrong driving. Sally swats it away to Aguirre. 3 seconds. Now 2 up to Isaiah. In the lane. It's up and is in. And you can't count it. The Pistons beat the buzzer and lead at the half. 53-38. How about that? John Sally with a super swat on B.J. Armstrong. And the Pistons got a break out of it. Isaiah with the presence of mind to get a great shot before time expired. At halftime, the Pistons lead the Bulls 53-38. This is the world champion Pistons playoff basketball network.
Half, it pretty well typifies the frustration of the night.
Well, you think Chicago's going to get the last shot of the half, maybe cut it down. B.J. Armstrong's shot is blocked, and Isaiah, right as the buzzer goes off, is able to score. 15-point lead. That's an upper if you're Detroit going in, and it's a downer if you're Chicago. There's a field goal percentage, 35% for Chicago. Michael Jordan only 2 for 7 in that first half. Offensive rebounds 6-2. Not a real factor, but when you're shooting 35%, Skip, you got to get more than 2 offensive rebounds. Fast break points, this is what I was talking about. Many of these off missed field goals where the guards have run out and got easy baskets, 18-6 there. And right now, in control is Detroit as Chicago wants a real nice play to get Pippen an easy layup.
So that's the way the third quarter starts, and it's 53-40. 13 seconds have expired in the period.
I think the real question is, what's Detroit going to come out with now in this third period? They came out strong in third period in game 1. What will they come out with now in this period?
Dumars jump shot that won't go, but Laimbeer follows it up.
Again, Pippen trying to keep him off the board, just not strong enough to do it. Laimbeer anchoring himself around the basket, and a strong finish and a follow-up.
He has 8 points and limited playing time. Again, a 15-point game. Horace Grant. Jordan posts up against Dumars. Paxson jumps. No. Rebound. Big battle. Cartwright had it. Rodman tries to save it. Goes plunging into the bench.
That would have been a spectacular play, Skip. I didn't even see Rodman into play, and he came from nowhere to take that ball away from Bill Cartwright. That's what young, fresh legs will do. Look at this now. It looks like Cartwright's going to garner it. Then there's Rodman. Just a tremendous play.
It won't go for Michael, but Cartwright maintains control. Paxson wants to hit Pippen, posted up against Dumars. Gets him the ball. There's the double team. Grant, no good. James Edwards, a rebound.
Well, Horace better not look for a foul. He better get back because he just missed that shot. And there's his man right there.
Laimbeer misses. Rodman keeps it alive. Out of that mess, Rodman with the ball. And a foul is finally called on Paxson.
Foul on Paxson.
Second foul on Paxson.
Correction is third.
It's the third foul on Paxson, not the second, excuse me. Inbounds pass comes to Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah had been very quiet offensively, only 1 field goal, 4 attempts. His only field goal came right at the end of the half.
Laimbeer set that pick and a whistle and a foul.
I think that'll be 4 on Scottie Pippen. See, Scottie's had a tendency to get in foul trouble. And right now, Phil Jackson, I'm sure, is going to leave him in saying, look, we're 15 down. If I take him out, we're liable to be 22. The game will be over. So he'll probably roll dice and leave Pippen in the ball game.
Edwards without a field goal. They go to him now, and it's stripped away by Jordan.
Michael, just a great read defensively there.
And a great pass as well. Nobody near Grant. He shoots a layup. 55-42 with 10 minutes left. Laimbeer will inbound to Dumars. If they can stay under 15 with Jordan on their team, they've still got a chance.
You got that right. And that's where, you know, if you're Detroit, you got to say, wait a second, let's put these guys away.
Yet another whistle. Boy, this game is really getting marred by fouls. Now it's on Paxson. That's his 4th.
Well, foul trouble situation now. Does Phil stay with Paxson, or does he come in with B.J. Armstrong or Hodges? If Paxson stays in the ball game, look for Isaiah to try to go at him and pick up his 5th.
That's 3 team fouls on Chicago. There are none on Detroit.
See, Detroit's the kind of team that's going to try to go at the man with fouls. You're going to look at him. They're going to go to Isaiah. Just depends on whether he's going to be able to make anything happen or not.
Laimbeer's jump shot nowhere near. Rebound, big battle, and Jordan out of that pack. Ahead to Paxson. Made a good move. Shoots the J in and out. Tough break for him. Grant the rebound and a foul.
There's where Horace Grant is effective right there on the offensive boards. Last time down the floor, he got an easy layup because he ran the floor hard. That time, a strong move around the basket. Horace Grant, an outstanding offensive rebounder. Paxson's shot doesn't go, but there's Horace Grant. Quick to the basket and the foul. 3-point play opportunity. And if you're Chuck Daly, you're saying we're dominating this basketball game, and if Horace Grant makes his free throw, it's a 10-point ball game.
The crowd here is absolutely silent. They're spoiled, of course.
Well, they are. And you know what? Detroit was down 43-39 in the first game at halftime. They came out and swarmed defensively. They're not that same swarming team right now. They have a little bit of a lead, and they backed off. And Chicago's taken advantage of it. You got to give Chicago credit. They played well here coming out to start the half.
Dumars against Michael. Throws it away. Here comes Jordan. Thomas with it. in there as well. Foul on Isaiah. Two-shot opportunity, Jordan, and he looks like maybe he's beginning to warm to the task a little bit, though I know he's hurting.
Well, you know, Michael actually had John Paxson open on the left wing that team. You saw that time he had a pass to the basket, and Michael took it strong. John Paxson wanting that basketball to have an easy layup. Isaiah with a wrap-up foul, forcing Michael to shoot 2 free throws, and now it's under 10 points, and Detroit is a little out of sync. Chicago has come out here and knocked 7 points off this lead real quickly.
55-47.
And the natives are getting restless.
Against some pressure, the ball is inbounded. Dumars will bring it up. The trap awaits him. Ahead it comes to Edwards.
15 seconds on the clock. Now Detroit's going to have to run screen roll. We're getting to their offense a little bit more quickly than they have. Looks like Dumars is going to try to isolate and just back Paxson down.
Edwards, they got to get him going. His first field goal of the game comes with 8.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Paxson directs traffic as he dribbles. Pippen handles the ball. Jordan against Dumars, backs him in, wheels, deals. He's 3 out of 9 from the field.
Looks like Michael's a little more mobile on that move.
Maybe he got it loosened up somehow in the first half. Normally, though, after halftime, if you're hurting, it gets worse. Down go Darryl Garrettson and Michael Jordan.
You know, with Isaiah Thomas trying to feed the post, Joe Dumars is in a position where Michael Jordan can read that and come over. If they're going to try to go in the post, Dumars is going to have to pull out to bring Michael out defensively. Otherwise, he's going to be in James Edwards' lap and get some steals.
10 on the shot clock. Dumars thought about it. Goes into the lane, has it stripped away, out of bounds. Who's going to get it? 3 seconds on the clock. Detroit inbounds on the end line. 3 seconds on the shot clock. It's 57-49.
What had been a Detroit dominance is now turning into a basketball game.
Lob pass. Edwards gets the shot away. That was hit from behind, knocked out of bounds. 1 second on the 24-second clock.
Michael Jordan with a beautiful block from behind on Edwards. I thought Edwards was going to have a layup. They only have 1 second, so they must get the shot up quickly.
Who's going to trigger it in? Lane Beer will.
Yeah, it'll probably be for Isaiah to get a quick jump shot. Either he or Joe Dumars. I guess they're going to go to Edwards.
He didn't get it away in time. The 24 expired. So now they can cut it down to a 6-point game, and the Pistons are in a little trouble.
You know, I said to you at halftime something that if the Pistons let down, the Bulls are the kind of team that can get right back in it, and they're doing it.
Jordan fades, fires. Uh-oh, if you're a Detroit fan.
Chuck Daly's going to have to get a timeout right now.
Isaiah heads up the floor, and the timeout is timeout on the floor. 7:26 left. Chicago on the way back. They're down by 6.
Thank you very much, Skip. Jack McCloskey is here. So much for sitting easy here watching this game. 15 points at the half. You got yourself a ball game.
Oh, this is a heck of a game. When Michael Jordan's on the floor, doesn't make any difference how long you're ahead.
We read in the papers about Chuck Daly's future, Jack. What has he told you? Will he be back, do you think?
Well, Chuck's keeping me informed. I know that he's talked to, the network, and if and when it happens, we'll take care of it.
Jack McCloskey, thank you very much for joining us. Back to you, Skip Terry.
Okay, Ernie, thank you. Detroit will inbound in midcourt.
Let's see if Chuck Daly was able to get his team fired up a little bit. Chicago coming out strong here in the third period. Michael Jordan hitting 2 quick baskets, and right now Detroit has played themselves right into a basketball game.
Edwards misses. Paxson the rebound. They can close to 4. Grant goes down, and he's hurt.
Looks like he landed on his elbow.
Paxson heads the other way. Jordan with it. Paxson sails into the lane. Good pass. Cartwright's jump shot. He makes a basket. Grant trying to shake it off. He may have just hit his crazy bone. It's a 4-point game here. 57-53.
Well, Chicago had 38 points in the half. They've scored 15 in 5 minutes, so they've scored quickly.
Detroit scored just 4 points. Now they got a chance to make it 6. Who's the foul on? If it's Paxson, it's 5. It is. And it is.
Let's take a look at Horace Grant here. James Edwards goes up for the shot. He doesn't get it. Here's Horace losing his balance. He trips over Rodman's foot and falls. A nasty fall. Craig Hodges now will come into the ball game for John Paxson, who has 5 fouls. That will hurt Chicago because Paxson has played well here in this third period.
Dumars' first free throw is good. Rattled around, but he got it.
You know, it appears, and I hope this doesn't sound like we're taking anything away from Chicago, but it appears that Detroit feels like they can play in spurts, Skip. And I don't know if you get the same feeling, but it's like they play, and then they back off a little bit, and then they play. And
I've gotten that feeling for 2 years about this.
And it's gonna catch up with them in a big game if they're not careful.
Grant out to Jordan.
See, Michael's starting to move better with the basketball now.
He lost that one, but it worked all right. Grant comes up with it and lays it in. Made a sensational shot, but will he get up?
Now remember, he had a broken hand here early in the year, or excuse me, late in the year. I'm sure that everybody is holding their breath as he gets up. You know, he was going to pass this basketball, Skip, and he heard the whistle, and he makes a sensational shot. So he was going to pass the ball to Rodman. He heard the whistle. He threw the ball at the basket. Joe Dumars holding his hand. He had fractured his left hand. The fourth metacarpal or the third metacarpal bone in his hand, missed some games, and when he was out of the lineup, Detroit really suffered.
He tries to convert the three-point play, cannot. Rebound Pippen. 61-55. We're near the halfway mark in the third quarter.
Looks like Dumars is holding his right wrist right now.
They look to Pippen. Hodges can't get him the ball. Grant. Here's Michael. Into the lane. Hangs in the air. No. Rebound. Edwards can't control it. Grant with it.
Very fortunate because Dumars had a run out. No one covered back.
Pippen for 3. Yes, sir. And 61-58.
Now what you're doing is every possession that Chicago gets closer and closer, they're gaining more and more confidence. They were a dispirited team in the first half. Now they feel they can win this basketball game. Detroit's in a battle.
Isaiah check, double teamed, in terrible trouble. Can't unload. Throws it off the foot of Cartwright, out of bounds. 8 on the shot clock. Detroit can't do anything in this quarter. They are absolutely stymied. Thomas tries to answer, in and out. Rebound, Horace Grant. A three-pointer ties the game. Grant's 6th rebound. Jordan, front court, 5:15. Dribbles through the double team, foul Lambeer. The Detroit team just looks flat-footed in this quarter. John Sally is going to check into the game. So is Mark Aguirre.
When you play a team in the playoffs, it's a team in the conference finals. If you start to discredit that team at all, if you start to think, well, we've got this basketball game, this is what happens. And regardless of what you want to say, Detroit has relaxed, and Chicago has taken advantage of it. And they can close to within 1 point here on this possession, or even tie the basketball game with a three-pointer. And Michael Jordan still is relatively quiet.
He just got a little noisy. It's a 1-point game, 61-60. Jordan with 15, 8 of them in this quarter.
Now, if you're Chicago, you got to worry about Scottie Pippen having 4 fouls. Does Phil now maybe say, I want to get him out? Now we've gotten back in this basketball game and see what happens if they stay with him.
Sally with the rebound. He doesn't know Dumars is right behind him. Now he does. Hands him the ball and a shoving foul, probably against Cartwright. It is. That's 4 on him. So the foul trouble really plaguing Chicago.
You're going to see Bill Cartwright try to fight through this, and he just pushes John Sally back. After scoring 38 points in the first half, Chicago has 22, and we've only played a little over 6 minutes of this quarter, so Chicago's starting to shoot the basketball better, take advantage, and if I'm Chuck Daly, I'm nervous over on that sideline right now. All of a sudden, the game is not as free and easy as it once was, and the shots aren't quite falling like they did.
Sally, 1 of the 2. But now Chicago can tie the game. It's 62-60. Pistons have a 9-point quarter work.
22-9 at this stage.
Cartwright turns, jumps, got it, and a foul, and they can take the lead. They were down 15 at halftime. In 7.5 minutes, they've made up the 15 points and are about to take the lead. And Cartwright gets a big hoop.
Bill Cartwright with a punch in. They switch Aguirre on the little rub cut that Chicago likes to run. Cartwright shooting over Mark Aguirre, and the crowd getting very quiet. Chicago now has taken the crowd out of the basketball game, and they now have tied it.
Big miss for Cartwright. Dumars up the floor with play instructions. Isaiah at the foul line, hangs in the air. They needed that. Michael Jordan heads the other way. We're getting down to cases here. 4 minutes left in the third. Great pass, Grant.
Michael Jordan starting to get inside, and the Chicago younger players, Horace Grant, Pippen, starting to convert around the basket now.
Grant has 11 points, 9 in this quarter. Jordan has 15, 8 in this quarter. Cartwright has 8, 4 in this quarter. You can see them getting well. Dumars.
Good ball movement. Pippen had to back off that with 4 fouls. Otherwise, he might have challenged it.
3:40 remaining, third period. Jordan leaves it. Hodges, yes. Chicago has the lead by 1. 67-66. Thomas passed Hodges, but he missed. Rebound, Scottie Pippen. Long pass ahead for Hodges, knocked out of bounds by Joe Dumars.
Vinnie Johnson is going to check in the basketball game right now, see who he gives the break to. Probably to Isaiah Thomas.
Number 15, Vinnie Johnson checks in, replacing Isaiah Thomas.
Pippen will inbound. No, he won't. Timeout is called by Chicago. They've come all the way back. They've made up 16 points on the road in less than 9 minutes. We'll be back.
Audio cassette recreating an NBA championship game for you are available. You can choose to be the game's MVP or maybe make a friend the MVP. Call 517-371-2142 right now during our broadcast. Order with a major credit card. Proceeds benefit the Palace Foundation, among other charities, including Metropolitan Detroit Youth Foundation. A portion of the proceeds. Here's Jordan topside over Sally from there. John forced an air ball. Michael Jordan has been able to pass the ball here tonight. Chicago leads 67-66. Dumars working against Michael. The clock is at 10. Nice fake. Foul line. Pop and it drops. Huge hoop for Joe Dumars. The Pistons have the lead back. Joe D with 22. 68-67. 2.5 left in the third. Grant in the corner off the Cartwright. Wide the lane. Cartwright missed it to Vinny. Pistons looking to push it. Vinny bouncing to Aguirre. Great no-look dish, and he laid it up and laid it in. Two to play now in the third. The Pistons by 3. Scottie Pippen for the Bulls have had a great third. Pippen on the way in, missed it off the glass. Lambier taps, Vinny controls. Pistons come to forecourt. The Bulls get back defensively. BJ shaking and baking baseline on Hodges, and he bumped him and fouled him. Hodges called for the hand check.
Well, he makes a great drive to the basket here and gets Hodges off balance. And you know, George, we're seeing now what we saw in the first half is now the Pistons are beginning to run again because Chicago is not making the transition from their offense back to defense.
Vinny at the line had 10 in the second.
Well, we've seen very few Chicago substitutions here. Here's the substitution, Stacey King, but we've seen very few collectively in the second half, and they Chicago, may be getting tired.
Pippen comes out. Pippen. Good be a little bit tired. Vinny, with a make on the first, has 11. Missed the next. He split the pair. Pistons were up 17 in the first half. They lead by 4 now. The Bulls had the lead a second ago. Stacey King tried to power it up from the lane. Drew the foul, missed the shot. Bill Laimbeer, though, has 4.
Number 40, Bill Laimbeer, is 4. And it's a penalty situation.
Well, you see a great pass again. Jordan is now acting as a point guard, even though Craig Hodges is with him at the guard spot. And it's a no-look pass, George. And what we see here with Jordan as a point guard, it's a different set of problems defensively. He's tougher to get to. He can drive and see open people. You have to converge on him. If you don't, he's going to be through the crack.
King at the line makes the first. A minute and 34 left in the third. Now it's 71-68. Congratulations to Steve Smith and one of the maitre d's over at Jock Demers, Hillary Messer, who are engaged in staying home tonight with a nephew Brandon to watch this game. The guy must really be ready for marriage. King got 2. It's a 71-69 game. Here's Dumars topside, long gunning, no. Trying to save it's Vinnie Johnson. And Chicago has the basketball. John, you showed great anticipation there, getting up and moving.
I could see him coming, George. We don't need a body in our laps.
Tell you what, Cartwright could hurt you, but so could Vinny.
Neither one of them.
Minute and 10 left in the third. Hodges against VJ on the sideline, gives to Cartwright, now topside King on the wing to Grant. Michael Jordan, double, dishes it deep. King dropped it, picked it up. Sally swats it away. Vinny's got it. Final minute, third quarter. Pistons up a deuce. Let him at the half, 53-38. In that kind of a third. But the Pistons have had the momentum in the last minute or two. A dish by Dumars to Vinny, back to Joe, and we're going to get a 3-second call. Stats for Pistons home broadcast provided by Computerland of Southfield, featuring the Hewlett-Packard LaserJet 2 printer, compact size for desktop use. Pistons block Stacey King in the last trip. King driving this time, left hands it short. It's on the deck. Vinny's got it, trying to keep it alive. He does. No looks at Dumars, a reverse. He hits it, and he is fouled. 73-69 Pistons. What an effort by Vinnie Johnson.
It's a situation, George, where Jordan chases the ball all the way down the floor and cannot come up with it. Jordan doesn't have the ball, Vinnie does. It's a great feed.
Joe Dumars now with 2 dozen. He has 10 here in the third. And now he has 11 as he knocks the free throw down. 74-69. Hodges picked up his third foul on Joe's nice-looking reverse. No shot clock. Jordan back near the timeline. The Bulls are back in the game, to be sure. It's 74-69. Pistons over on an 8-2 run. Jordan looking inside. Nobody home, out of bounds. 1.9 seconds here left in the third. Dumars from midcourt at the horn. No. And after 3, it's the Pistons 74 and Chicago 69. This is the world champion Pistons Playoff Basketball Network. Out at the Palace tonight. So the Pistons lose all of a 15-point halftime lead. They trailed by 1 until finishing the third with an 8-2 run. 74-69 Pistons. We start the fourth. Vinny to Dumars from the corner, knocks it down. After 3, Chicago's up to 43% shooting. The Pistons at 47%, and with 8 more rebounds. Turnovers tied at 15. Michael Jordan spinning inside. The Pistons give help. Sally swats the shot. but Aguirre puts some body on him.
Foul is on Buda.
Oh, they'll call it on Edwards.
His third, team's first.
3 on James Edwards. Chicago outscored the Pistons 31-21 in the third. Foul was away from Jordan. Aguirre's bump not called a foul. Edwards shoving inside. Here's Cartwright across the lane against Jimmy. Missed it. Aguirre hands it to Vinny. 76-69. Pistons by 7. We've played 1 minute here in the fourth. Vinny Johnson penetrates. Dishes to Aguirre. Mark working against Hodges. He likes that. He gets to the lane, and we're going to whistle and a foul. Hodges is called for his 4th.
Chicago's getting in foul trouble, George, and as I said earlier, they have not had rest, so we may see a fatigue factor midway through the fourth quarter here.
Mark 6-2.
Mark Aguirre will shoot a pair. Got the first one. Scottie Pippen checks in for Chicago for Hodges. They get a lot bigger there.
Well, you have a lot more size on the floor now. You have Jordan handling the ball. You have Pippen helping out defensively or on the rebounds. But on the other hand, George, who's going to guard Vinny Johnson from Chicago's standpoint?
That showed in the second quarter.
And we're going to see a lot of pressure at 65 feet here by Vinny against Pippen as he tries to handle the ball.
Mark Aguirre got him. 78-69. Jordan misses. Vinny has the rebound. DJ in the open court. Good-looking bounce to Dumars. Baseline for the gun. It goes! It's 80-69. The Pistons have answered the Chicago challenge. And with 10 and a half left, the Bulls want timeout. This is the World Championship. 8:30 at Harmony House in Farmington on Orchard Lake Road. Meet Bill and Chris Lambier. They'll autograph copies of Cooking with the Champs. Or call during our simulcast at 377-8225 to order your copy of Cooking with the Champs with a major credit card. Joe Dumars on the evening has 29 points. He is 12 for 18 from the floor. Michael Jordan has just 15. And the Pistons lead him off the glass 36-26. Those are the rebound totals. Paxson's back 5 fouls are not. Paxson gets it to Grant on a bounce, gets it back in the corner, back now to Grant, turning on Sally and firing. Horace Grant short. Grant's got it back, fires again, and fills it. 80-71. Sally, Edwards, Aguirre. Joe D. and Vinny for the Pistons. We're on a 14-4 tear right now after trailing 67-66. Mark Aguirre topside. Clock inside 5. Down the lane. Blind dishing to Sally for the Glasser. No good. Off it comes to Pippen. Now Paxson against Dumars. 9.5 left. Neely on the wing, handing to Pippen. Scottie Pippen two-timed inside, got it down. Sally over to help, nearly got a finger on it, but not quite. Pistons by 7, 9 and 15 to play. 80-73. Then he gets it from Dumars, gives it back, and Pippen's called for a block in the lane, and that'll be 5 on Scottie Pippen.
Well, George, you see a situation here where Vinny runs a loop. Pippen does step into him. A lot of contact on the play, and Pippen has 5, and he's going to be out of the game, I believe.
BJ to Dumars for the rainbow. No, Sally tried to tap the rebound, and Neely got a hip into him and is called for the foul. Eddie Neely has returned. Phil Jackson's team had the lead. Now they trail by 7. Isaiah back for Joe D. Vinny wide of the lane. Leans, guns, short. Blocking foul anyway. Called on Mark Aguirre. Lineups now. Paxson, Pippen, Grant, Neely, and King. No Michael Jordan.
George, Phil Jackson is elected to stay with Pippen.
Paxson tried to go inside to him against Vinny. Ball out of bounds. Clock at 13. The Pistons slap it out. Edwards, Sally, Aguirre, Isaiah, and Vinny on the floor for Chuck Daly. Grant gives to Pippen for the baseline gun. It's going to be short to Aguirre. 8:35 left. Pistons 80, Chicago 73. Kenny Johnson looking for a high screen from Edwards. Gets it, gives it back. James two-timed in the lane. Gets shoved. Takes a swipe at Neely. And Brendan Malone's trying to pull Neely away and separate the two, and it gets a little feisty on the baseline. I think we're going to lose a couple of players, at least one anyway.
I see Daryl Garrison saying, George, that Edwards is gone. Edwards threw the punch, and he's going to go to the locker room on that one. I guarantee you. Daryl Garrison stood right there and watched the whole thing. He is out of here, as they say.
Bill Lambier and Mark Aguirre, but especially Lamb, saying go to the locker room.
Well, they know that if he stays on the floor, it's going to cost him more money, but you can't punch. It was a hard foul. There was no doubt about that. Neely did foul him, but he is gone. So you see, George, it crops up in the low post to drive. He's fouled by 2 people, actually. And those are both hard fouls. And that's the
Edwards grabbed Neely on the way down. Neely took a little exception to that and shoved back. And that's when James Edwards flailed away. He nailed him once.
The thing about it is that James Edwards was going to the basket. So you have a situation where who shoots a free throw now? James Edwards is in the locker room. So Phil Jackson will have to select somebody to shoot the free throw.
John Sally gets the pair. It was a Horace Grant foul, as it turned out. Looking across the way, I see Dave Schrader, the TV voice of the Red Wings. He knows about all these fights in the hockey game.
Well, he was sandwiched. He had Grant behind him. He had Neely in front of him. It was a hard foul.
Brown split the pair. Saw Dave Schrader up north last week at a golf tournament at Boyne Mountain for drug education for kids. What a great cause. Nice for him to go up there. We were talking a little ice hockey with Jock Lemaire today. I wasn't sure what I was talking about. Were you, John? But it was great to chat with him.
It is. It's great to talk, George, with another coach from another professional coach. He's had some great years. He's coach of the year twice in the last 3. I think he's done a great job myself.
Yeah, and he's very, very popular around here. All right, Neely made the tech on the swing. Sally split the pair on the Grant foul. Michael Jordan, don't look now, but he's just walked onto the floor. He is 5 out of 14 for those 15 points, 6 assists, and 7 rebounds. Pistons by 7. Now they're without Jimmy Edwards. He's been ejected. Paxson, Pippen, Grant, Neely, and Jordan. Jordan going to the baseline. In trouble there. Dishes deep to Grant. Way too hard on the shot, but he drew the foul in a crowd. It's on Mark Aguirre.
You know, George, I like the adjustment that Chicago has made here. They're leaving Grant to double Jordan, and Jordan is finding Grant. And I think this is the reason why Grant has had such success here in the second half, because of the passes thrown to him by Jordan.
What are the Pistons Insider, that brand new Piston magazine, save 47%. Call 377-0100 during business hours. Grant at the line makes 15. As he drops them both. a very acceptable night. Michael is getting some help because he hasn't really been Michael tonight. 81-76, Pistons have the lead in the ball, and the Bulls are an illegal defense. And it's Michael Jordan who's the culprit.
George has had some open shots, but not a lot. And the ones that he's missed, he's had people in his face or double team or triple team.
Isaiah against Paxson, bouncing to Vinny. Return feed to Isaiah, top side, driving Paxson. Puts it baseline. Neely trying to help. Bothered the shot. It was short to Grant. Paxson the other way. Paxson dishing for Pippen, and it went out of bounds. Miscommunication between Paxson and Pippen.
I'm sure John Paxson would like to have that play over again. Pippen was wide open going down the left-hand side, George.
Here's Vinny against Jordan. Lambier screening. Vinny guns foul line. Pippen with a block to Grant. The handoff to Paxson. Well, that's one thing 6'8" will do for you. Vinny slaps it away from behind. From Paxson, Aguirre picks it up to John Sally. Wanted to go deep. The Bulls kick it out. 7:10 left. Pistons 81, Chicago 76. They had them by 17 in the first half and by 15 at the intermission. Isaiah on the wing against John Paxson. Shot clock 10. Mid-post to Aguirre on Grant. Fake to the lane. Goes baseline. Here's a fade away, and he fills it. Great looking shot. Mark has 10. The Pistons lead by 7. Michael Jordan against Vinny. Holding high on the wing. Driving baseline. Scoops. No. It rolled off, but a Mark Aguirre foul, his 4th. Could get him to the line. It should, and it will. 6:34 left. Jordan hits the first. He has 16. Joe Dumars leads the Pistons with 29. He's high in the game. Michael makes 2 and has 17. 83-78. Vinny in a hurry. Dishes to Aguirre from the lane. The one-hand gun goes. He doesn't even help it out with the other hand. Just holds it up there and fires.
He has a feather touch, George.
85-78. Grant bumping on Sally and traveling. We have 6:13 left. The game brought to you in part by Talbot America, the official long-distance carrier of the Pistons in the Palace of Auburn Hills. Talbot America, your quality long-distance company. Isaiah has it against Paxson. Low post bounce to Aguirre. Gets it blocked in the lane. Isaiah picks it up sideline. Clock inside 5. Baseline for the gun. It is off the iron. Sally trying to tap. No. Whistle foul. Chicago. It is on Grant.
That foul on Grant came as a result, George, of trying to contain or to keep John Sally off of the offensive board.
John's been very active tonight. There's no substitute for those live legs, huh?
George, I tell you, when you have to continually worry about your man going to the offensive board, it causes the problem because you cannot relax for 1 minute.
Change the foul from Grant to Neely. 45, not 54. We'll make the announcement here at the Palace, and now John Sally will shoot a pair. Gets the first one down. The youth ambassador for the Metropolitan Detroit Youth Foundation, one of the real good guys in the community, now has 7. Make it 8 for John Sally. 5 boards. had a 67-66 lead. Pippen deep on the wing, sticks it over Aguirre. They're close enough. 87-80, 5 1/4 to play.
George.
Joe Dumars shooting 63%. Everybody else is at 38%. Isaiah gives to Bill Laimbeer, doubled on the baseline. Back to Isaiah in the corner. Driving inside in the crowd. The ball is knocked out of bounds. We'll get a kick ball call and a new shot clock for the Pistons with 5 and 10 to play. Sally to Isaiah. $87-80. Bill Laimbeer gets pass inside, gets it swatted by Grant to Paxson. Shot clock 15. Jordan on the wing, and the scoreboard clock is malfunctioning, and we'll get a stoppage of play here as Hugh Hollins comes over to check with honest Mickey Evans and the rest of the people in charge of time here at the Palace. Joe Dumars has rested long enough, figures Chuck Daly. The offense didn't get a hoop last trip. Bill Laimbeer got it inside, but Horace Grant was there to block the shot. One scoreboard does have the time showing. One shows 8 seconds left. Chuck Daly would like that a lot. He's up 87-80. But we have 4 and 48 left instead. And the Bulls have the ball. Paxson against Isaiah. Paxson playing with 5. Topside Jordan gets through a double team, and he drew a foul on the way. It's on VJ. 2 on Vinny. Vinny stays in the game. Dumars replaces Isaiah. Vinny Johnson has 11.7 rebounds and 6 assists. That's one reason he's on the floor. Excellent all-around game. Now Mark Aguirre sits down, and Dennis Rodman replaces him. Jordan's at the line. It's 87-81. He got 2, make it 87-82. Jordan with 19. 4 and 38 left. Chicago putting backcourt pressure on every time. Vinny working against Jordan. Looking for Dumars, gets it to him. Joe will come foul line. Lose it, give it to VJ. Then he double clutches in the lane, gets it down! And he is fouled! Boy, the microwave is cooking tonight.
George, he's had a tremendous second half here. See a great drive to the basket. The ball was blocked. Great recovery by Joe Dumars. Vinny Johnson, great soft touch in the lane.
Jordan has picked up his 3rd. Vinny with a free throw, and it falls. He has 14, and the Pistons lead him by 8. 4 and 20 left. It's 90-82. They go to Michael Jordan. Dumars swats it away, but it's off Joe and out of bounds. 4 and 11 to play. Shot clock at 13. They're making it tough for Michael. Joe Dumars got a hand on it, nearly made a steal. Now it's a clear out. Rodman over to double team now, helping Dumars inside to Grant, outside to Pippen. He sticks it from the top. 90-84. The Pistons lead him by 6. Pippen 6 for 9 and has 17. Vinny Johnson gives to Dumars, mid-post against Paxson. He'll turn baseline, gets some contact. Paxson's through, he's fouled out. Joe missed the shot. Paxson will sit down with 7 points, but he's been so much better in game 2, and it had a lot to do with the Bulls' success.
think so, George. He was very effective here in the third quarter. He played well with 4 fouls.
Joe Dumars just got him to commit number 6. And Craig Hodges will replace
Joe
him.
has that ability to take a player. See, he had it up in the air, had little hesitation, and certainly contact on the play.
Just enough to get enough, so it had to be called. Joe gets the first free throw down. Looked like one of those putts that rolled around and finally fell. Joe smiling like a guy who might have just won a skin. Here's the next that he nails it. He has 31 points. Pistons by 8. Hodges against Finney for the Bulls. 3.5 to play. Jordan against Dumars. Jordan takes it to the lane, lost it, but we got contact. And we'll get a Dumars foul. And that is just his first. Michael Jordan's at the line. 3.5 to play. 92-84 Pistons. Michael has had success at the stripe. He was 9 for 10, but he missed the first. So he's 9 out of 11.
Number 10.
B.J. Armstrong will check in for Hodges. Our statistician, Joe Abramson, a high school classmate of B.J.'s at Brother Rice. B.J. looks about old enough to be still playing high school basketball. Michael made 1. He has 20, and the Pistons lead him 92-85. Dumars brushing off a B.J. hand check. Armstrong stays with him. Lambier catches topside. Penny on the wing against Jordan. Back to Lamb, top of the key, a pump fake. Now the long gun, it goes! What a huge hoop for Bill Lambier. 3 to play, and the Pistons are up 9. It's 94-85, and the Bulls want timeout. 2:52 to play. The Pistons 94, Chicago 85. Timeout on the world champion Pistons playoff basketball network. Pippen driving for the Bulls. Swatting it is Rodman. And he has it, but he stepped out of bounds, says Hugh Holland. Scottie Pippen can get up, but so can Worm. He gets the block, but trying to save, he steps out of bounds. 2:46 left, 94-85. The Pistons with 4 timeouts in a 20. The Bulls with 2 in a 20. Pippen against Rodman. Top side to Jordan. Jordan against Dumars. Can't shake him. Now he'll turn. Double clutch. In and out. Sally with a rebound. Foul. Michael Jordan. Got him on the hand right in front of Hugh Holland. 4 on Michael. Both teams are in the penalty. 2.5 to play. Pistons by 9.
George, the Pistons have been solid defensively here the last 3 or 4 minutes has made the difference in the game.
John Sally has 3 blocked shots tonight. Missed the first free throw. He has 6 rebounds to go with, right now, 8 points. Knocks it down, make it 9. 10-point game. 2.5 exactly to play. Jordan against Dumars. Michael drive, pulls up, can't shoot it, gives to Grant, who can. He left hand hook, and he hit it. He has 17, and the Pistons are called for a walk up your backcourt Chicago pressure.
It's one of the few Piston turnovers, George, here in the second half.
Bill Jackson Pistons defense worked there.
Chicago has turned it over, but the Pistons haven't. They've been error-free for the most part.
Scottie Pippen driving. Gives to Hodges, trying for three. It's through. Nope. He was just inside that three-point line. Just a deuce on the hoop. 95-89 as the Pistons lob it up. Neely steals. Pippen. Hodges from way outside. Missed it. It's off the heel. Pippen has it. 95-89. A minute and 48 to play. Pippen gives to Jordan against Dumars. Michael turns foul line, dishes topside to Grant, way outside Pippen. Long gunning, he missed it. Vinny with a rebound. And he's fouled by Hodges. Boy, he was looking to pass to a wide open Dennis Rodman. Hodges has 5. 95-89, that's the score. A minute and a half to play in game 2 of the Eastern Finals.
Isaiah Thomas was correct. He said in the morning paper, George, that he didn't think that either team would score 100 points in the series, and he may be absolutely right.
Denny Johnson makes the first. He has 15 points and 8 rebounds and 6 assists. He gets 16. He scores them both. Timeout Chicago. 1:32 left. 97-89 Pistons timeout. It's a 20-second timeout. Now they'll take a full timeout on the world champion Pistons Playoff Basketball Network.
This is our last game together.
That's right.
This year, and I've enjoyed it.
I've enjoyed it too, Skip.
Great job.
I'm sorry that it's finishing. I'd like to take it all the way through.
Pippen will inbound. 97-89. 1:32 left. Neely with the inbounds pass. Here's Michael against Dumars. They double him, of course. Grant. He shoots a 17-footer. It was partially blocked by Rodman. I think it was way short.
That'll be the ball game there.
That should do it. It still belongs to Detroit with 1:09 remaining.
See if B.J. Armstrong's going to get Michael Jordan.
No, he's going to get Hodges.
That'll be a defensive substitution. Figuring B.J. can press a little bit. Chuck Daly wants to call timeout so he can move the ball ahead.
So we'll keep it right here. Here's the situation. Detroit 97, Chicago 89. A minute 9 remaining, and Detroit has possession of the basketball. Nobody has to make any excuses for him, but it's obvious he's not himself.
Not only that, but Skip, what happens is the Chicago team is so used to Michael in the fourth quarter scoring 12, 13, 14 points in the playoffs and turning games around that Detroit is going to force the other people to do it. And you've seen Michael make some great passes. Pippen and Grant have made some shots. Both those guys have 17 points. But that's the one thing Chicago loses against a team like Detroit is the ability for Michael Jordan to dominate it with his scoring. Other guys are going to have to make shots.
Tell you what, the most important thing about this whole situation for Chicago might be the scheduling, that they don't have to play again until Saturday. The 5 seconds elapsed before Vinny could call timeout.
You know, that's a turnover that a defending champion team just does not make. You got to get the ball in bounds. You see Hodges now coming in.
Really not over yet. Hodges is in, Grant is out.
They're going to bring in basically 4 guards on the floor right now. You've got 3-point shooters in Armstrong, Hodges, Pippen, and Jordan. Look for Michael to penetrate. If they give him an easy 2, fine. If not, look for him to pitch to maybe someone shooting a 3-point shot.
Isaiah really soft on Armstrong. Darryl Garrettson now checking something at the scorer's table. And now we're ready to go. And Pippen will trigger it into Jordan. Armstrong for 3. Short of the mark. Rebound. Rodman to Thomas. And a foul on Armstrong. That comes with just less than a minute remaining. And it's bonus time at the other end. We started to say they get all this time until Saturday to rehabilitate Paxson, rehabilitate Jordan, and they're going home to play too.
Also, too, you know, Detroit is a team that when they take a lot of days off, they become vulnerable. You know, and I know they jumped out on New York and beat them like 112-77. But Detroit is an older team, and they're a team when you have older players don't always like to practice. And so when you have a lot of time off, Skip, sometimes it can hurt you. I think Detroit's going to have a couple hard practices before they go to Chicago, and I'm sure Chuck Daly understands that.
Isaiah missed them both. 8 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists for him. A tough night. Here's Pippen against Rodman. Pulls up, Lane Beer blocked it out of the air. And again, their defense is their salvation. Vinnie Johnson throws it away. Pippen for 3. Nope. Tries to save it. There's Vinnie Johnson again, and the foul, I think, will be on Jordan. See if Vinnie's all right. He is. Boy, he has been everywhere. That's 5 on Jordan, but it's sort of academic now. Detroit hasn't exactly finished them off here in championship style, but they're going to lead the series 2-0.
Well, the last 3 times Detroit's had the basketball, they've had a sideline violation. They've missed 2 free throws. Vinny's come down, had the ball knocked loose from behind him. So when you think that they're going to milk the clock, they've actually had problems.
But fortunately for them, Chicago can't throw it in the ocean at the other end. They missed about 4 3-point tries. And Vinnie Johnson records his 17th point. He has 6 of them in this quarter, all from the foul line. Check, 4 from the foul line and 1 basket.
Well, that's my vote for player of the game right there. I know Dumars had a big night, 31 points, but I thought that this guy's play off the bench, his rebounding, his total floor presence was the difference.
Timeout called by Chicago. They call it with 34 seconds left. It's a 10-point game, and the crowd is headed toward the exits.
Enough, it's been the first game on the road of both series. Excuse me, I'll take that back. They won at Indiana, but then they lost at New York. So I think Game 3 will be important to them to come out and play well.
There's an Isaiah Thomas steal, and he doesn't take the shot. He gets the foul, and he'll go to the line for 2 more with 28 seconds left, and it's really all academic at this juncture. We'll remind you again, Game 3 will be Saturday at 1 o'clock in Chicago. Game 4 Monday, 2 o'clock Eastern Time in Chicago. Game 5, if necessary, and it probably will be next Wednesday night, a week from tomorrow at 8 o'clock. And Bob and Doug would have that one for you right here on TNT. CBS, of course, has Games 3 and 4. Isaiah makes the free throw, his 9th point, and they get to the century mark, and they hold Chicago below it. B.J. Armstrong up the floor with 25 seconds. Michael for 3. In and out. Rebound, Ed Neely. Chicago keeps scrapping here. Vinnie Johnson dribbles through a double team. Ahead of the pack to Rodman. That's the man they would want to foul, and Grant does, and that happens with 12 seconds left. Rodman to the foul line. So Chicago will go home and regroup, and Detroit will try to figure a way to get a little more consistency into their game. You know, I guess that's a great compliment to a team in the conference finals when they win the game, and you're talking about them not playing well. It really is a compliment, and that I honestly believe is the case here tonight for Detroit.
Well, you know, when it's a game when 2 teams are struggling offensively, normally that's because good defense is being played, and as the stakes get higher, the defense gets tougher. Detroit is a team that can stifle you. Chicago is a very good defensive team. I mean, 102 points is going to win you a lot of basketball games, but not tonight against Detroit.
Armstrong drives to the hoop. Rodman blocked that, and the foul is called.
You see, they still won't even give up a layup at the end of the game. It looks like Lambier's going to let him go in, and Rodman comes from nowhere to block that shot. Sort of typifies the mentality of this team as we see Phil Jackson.
You look at Chuck Daly, you'd swear he lost. That's coaching in the NBA.
Well, he'll enjoy this for about a minute. That's how long he gets to walk off the floor, and then he'll have to meet the press. And
well, that's always fun. Now he's starting to yuck it up over there a little bit. Armstrong makes them both. 102.93. With 5 seconds, Vinny blocked by Pippen. Vinny got popped in the face, and the ball game 3 of the confrontation will be Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. The game will be played at the Chicago Stadium, and CBS will have it, unfortunately, rather than us. But coming up on our scorecard, our dance card, tomorrow night from Portland, the Phoenix Suns